December, the football world was introduced. Yet another professional league on the scene, but one with a twist unlike the others. The Freedom Football League, started by more than 50 former NFL players, will be owned in part by teams, active players, and fans. The play is scheduled to launch in 2020. Initially, there are 10 teams to be activated, and one would be the San Diego Warriors. So let me bring in two of the investors, familiar names around these parts: four-time Pro Bowl quarterback Jeff Garcia and two-time Super Bowl champion tight end Byron Chamberlain. Gentlemen, welcome to the Friday night airwaves here at KUSI.
Thanks for having us.
Explain how you got involved.
Well, I got involved through a mutual business partner and Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams gave me a call, said, hey, we're thinking about putting this league together. We need all the former athletes, and he knew I knew a lot of guys, so I got on the horn, started calling guys, and it kind of snowballed from there.
All right, so a lot of people have heard, that what's the big difference? Because suddenly the landscape is littered with leagues. How are you guys going to stand out? The Freedom Football League.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we'll stand out first and foremost from how people get out, have an opportunity to have ownership within the team. We're looking at fans, players, obviously investors. People who love the game of football can contribute and be a part of this game, as well as being the top league outside of the NFL as far as financial commitment. Our players will make a good salary within our league. I think that's attractive to be able to offer them that and to offer that potential stability from a year-in consistency, year-in, year-out consistency. That's a positive.
So the thing that Jeff just said, Byron, that is attractive, I think, to San Diego fans, because a lot of fans here did not like the prior ownership of the NFL team and still don't. So now the fans are going to have a chance to put their money where their mouth is, or put their ownership skills where they all thought they could be better owners. I know the NFL sort of has a deal like that with the Green Bay Packers. How much power will the fans have when you say they can be part owners to the team?
Well, the big difference between us and the Packers is, that with the Packers, they have an ownership share. There's no revenue sharing. They will actually have revenue sharing with us as well as our players. The other thing is our fans will be able to elect one person to have a voice for them and a seat on our board of directors. So they will actually have a voice, with how the direction of the team and how it's run. And I guarantee you this, if the fans have a voice, the team's not moving to L.A.
Oh, but the inmates, though, you can't let them run the asylum. I mean, as a player, I would fire every coach that ever comes along. I mean, so there are limitations to what players can do. Explain that, right?
Absolutely. I mean, there's still rules and regulations that you have to abide by. And at the end of the day, management runs the team along with the head coach and his staff. Those are the guys that are making the critical, crucial decisions. We're not going to allow players to take over the prison, so to speak. There's got to be some direction involved. And these players understand that they're given a great opportunity to do what they love to do. I went to Canada and played for 5 years before I got a sniff in the NFL. These guys are getting a chance to do what they love to do and connect with the community. We want, as mentors, as former players, to help build their opportunities, not just on the field, but off the field as well.
But you're the GM. Buddy Ryan always said, a GM who listens to the fans ends up sitting with them. Doesn't that make your job more difficult when you have to listen to all these other factions?
A GM who connects with his head coach and understands the type of players that we need to put a competitive and give us an edge on the field, that's the type of GM that I'm going to be. It's not about listening to the fans and trying to be directed in a certain... At the end of the day, I'm a former football player who still lives like a football player and understands what a locker room needs in order to be competitive and have a chance, and that's what it's all about.
All right, Byron, every league that's come out has tweaked the rule book a little bit. What is the FFL going to do differently than what we know as modern-day football?
The one thing that we're going to do is it's going to be real football. It's going to be a recognizable football. Some of the things we talked about, though, is kind of speeding up the game. One of the things that makes the NBA so attractive is they've got back-and-forth action. So we want to talk about tweaking that. We also talked about using technology to come in and give the fan experience something different and something unique. But at the end of the day, with all those 50 football players, we said it has to be real football. It has to be recognizable football, no gimmicks, real high-quality football.
Yes or no, you're going to be playing in 2020?
Yes.
Yes or no? Are you going to be playing at the Cred?
Yes.
All right. So I can't help but on your website, Byron, before we switch back to Jeff, on your website it says voices and causes encouraged under the First Amendment. That sounds to me like a shot at the current resident in the White House. Am I misreading that?
Yeah, you're definitely misreading that. You know, one of the things that we are encouraging our players is to be part of the community. Get out there, and if you have something that you're passionate about, and you want to do something in a positive, that's real positive, it's going to help the community here in San Diego, help our state in California, we're going to support that. And we're going to support you, and we're going to let you, we're not going to try to silence that voice.
All right. And then, Jeff, I also noticed in your league claims to be you're going to be looking at permanent and reliable holistic health and wellness support on and off the field. Again, I read that as being pro-cannabis and the health benefits of marijuana. You say?
There are other holistic methods to healing and to helping our players get back on the field or feel better about themselves. It doesn't necessarily mean marijuana or cannabis. And
yeah, no,
Byron could add to that.
The other thing is, you know, we talked about this. We saw so many of our guys that we played with, we played against, get hooked on pills and for pain relief, whatever. And this is our attempt to try to fight the opioid addiction crisis in America by trying to look at alternative medicines.
I would say it's not just limited to athletes. It's a societal problem.
I agree.
All right, so then we had Todd Marinovich sitting right there just 24 hours ago. He's still playing he's pushing 50, playing semi-pro football at the, and slinging the ball around, playing well. You guys play pretty well. He looks like he could be in uniform right now. Could we ever see a Chamberlain or Garcia in uniform again?
If you see a Chamberlain, it will be my nephew, the 21-year-old nephew. I mean, in my mind, I'm still that tight end that can get down the seam, and Jeff can hit me between cover two and take it to the house, but the body's not having it.
You can play. No, you know you could play, right? Come on, just be honest.
Throw it around. I will tell you what I will do. I will be on those quarterbacks, making right decisions and coaching them up as well when I have a chance to.
When's the last time you caught a football?
Maybe 2 years ago.
All right, so before we let you go, there's some football games being played on Sunday. Super Bowl matchups, quickly before we let you go.
Yeah, I'm leaning toward the Chiefs and Rams.
I'm going with the Saints and the Patriots.
All right, so whoever gets that right, we'll put that on the air. Okay. Gentlemen, thank you for coming in.
Thank you, man.
This venue's always open to you. Tonight on the ASR, we have 4 games coming your way. Plus, Maddie Sinclair is going to join us live from Seals action tonight. I have bad news. The 5 p.m. newscast has ended, but the good news is the 6 p.m. newscast is about to begin.